Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can't hurt me. How many of you here have heard of that phrase before? Raise your hand up high. Awesome, a lot of us. It's such a common phrase. Essentially, the meaning behind it is you don't let other taunts, insults affect you. You don't let other people's perceptions of you weigh you down. And if people say things, you walk away. So tonight, I'm going to go deeper behind this phrase and talk about the thoughts, the actions, and attitudes behind it. And I'm going to share with you the different versions that I've heard in my life as an Asian American. Growing up, I'm a child of Thai immigrants. I grew up in the Chicago burbs. And because of that, I was often the only one, the only Asian. And because of that, I got subjected to lots of taunts and lots of insults because of my identity. One of the very first moments is because of my name. So Peter is a nickname. It's not my legal name. Sa-tu-kan, that's my legal name. And in the school system, I was Peter all the way up until second grade. So I'm not exactly sure how my parents put Peter down in the school system. But when I transferred schools in second grade, my dad, he sat me down and he asked me, what name did I want to go by? Now, if you think about it, it's not a simple question. It's such a deep question because if you think about it, names are symbols of who we are. So I thought about it and I'm like, I don't know. Yes, I do know. I'm going to be Satsugan, and I want to be Satsugan because it's a cool name, it's a badass name, it's a unique name. No one in this country has this name, I think, and most importantly, it's a name rooted in my heritage. So I go to school, and I'm all hyped up and everything, because it's like, yeah, I have a cool name. And then things didn't go exactly the way I thought it would have. People butchered my name, never could say it right, no matter how much I tried to get them to say it. People didn't put effort into saying my name. People would mock and taunt my name. And it just made me feel like I was so different from everyone else. It made me feel so inferior from everyone else because my name was a foreign name. It was an othered name. And that, among lots of different other instances, compounded upon each other, and it just made me feel so crushed. I just wanted to embrace my name, the symbol of who I am. And then I decided to try to fit in instead and go back to Peter. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me if I assimilate. Assimilation is the idea that minoritized communities try to fit in with the majority community as a way of trying to gain more access to resources, to better treatment, to equity. For me, I made a lot of changes, including my name, going back to Peter. But I also decided to change a lot of things about myself too. I would start to stop eating Thai food, and I wanted to eat all the foods that I thought would make me fit in, to make me more white. So I started to eat Lunchables, McDonald's, pizza, so much pizza. And at the same time though, it started to make me feel like Thai food, the food that my mom cooked, was inferior. It was disgusting. It didn't smell or taste the same. No one else ate this food. It also didn't help that there was all these dog and cat eater jokes. It just reinforced the idea that my belongingness wasn't there, that I didn't fit in. I even wanted to stop speaking Thai because no one else spoke Thai. People only spoke English in classrooms. I even wanted to change how I looked. I would squeeze my nose so hard so that I could have a straighter nose, and a nose that looked less like a monkey's nose. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me if I keep my head down. I remember wanting to push back and be like, no, this is how you say my name. It's Satugan, it's not Satagarn, or it's not Saturn. I wanted people to properly say my name right. I wanted people to stop making fun of my culture, but I just felt defeated for a while. And I talked to my mom and I asked her, like, what do I do? And she said, pray, it'll get better with time. And so I did. I kept my head down, reluctantly, and whenever other people made jokes about me, taunts, insults, and everyone else was laughing, I laughed along with them. But every laugh that I had, it was filled with such empty and heavy emotion. So let me ask everyone, what happens when these taunts and these insults are rooted in something about you that you cannot change? Something about you that you cannot change. And what happens when you try to ignore all of these things? What happens is you start to believe them. You start to internalize them. Because if everyone around you, your classmates, people on the streets, the messages that you receive in the television, the movies, if all are saying this message, then I guess it is true. I guess I'm not supposed to make a big deal about it. I guess I am supposed to laugh along. But over time, it accumulates. It builds up and up and up and up. And what happens is you start to devalue yourself. You start to feel like your identities are stigmatized and that you feel like you're being dehumanized. I started to hate myself. I started to hate my skin. I started to hate my parents, my culture, anything and everything related to being Asian because I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted to belong to a community. And I knew that my Asianness was preventing me from belonging. I remember when other people would comment how I was a Twinkie, so I'm yellow on the outside, white on the inside, I would have this fake happiness because I thought, oh, this is what belonging is. But it really wasn't. And so it's through a lot of those experiences and many more that I realized the real version of this phrase. And I'll share it with you. It's, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words stab deep into my soul. And because words stab deep into my soul, I needed to take steps in order to heal those wounds. And I started to. So I went to Northwestern University for undergrad. And for those that don't know, Northwestern is super Asian. It's 20% Asian. 1 out of 5 people is Asian. Oh my God, Asians everywhere. Where is this? I am on a different planet. And I remember for a while, I was really uncomfortable by this Asianness. And I was like, you hang over there. I'm going to go over here and do my own thing. But after a while, I thought, I'm tired. I'm so tired of having all these questions and struggling to find my community. So, okay, I'll give it a shot, this Asian thing. If I really hate it, I'm gonna run away and go back do my what I was doing before. And also the president of Thai Club was super persistent, so I was like, okay, you're persistent. I'm gonna do this so you can stop bugging me. And when I went, it was so empowering, and I kept going back and back and back and back because for the first time, I felt like my heritage, my identity was not a token. It was not a commodity, but it was beautiful. And so I started to go to all Thai Club events and get so involved. And it was to the point where, I also like started to eat tons and tons of Thai food. I was like, oh my God, Thai food is so delicious. Why have I been eating pizza all this time? What was wrong with me? And it was to the point, so like I had all this growing energy to the point where I wanted to become a leader in this community. And so I ran for a Thai club treasurer. And so admittedly, I ran unopposed, so I would have gotten the position no matter what. But I was like, no, I want to put my heart into this. I want to put my soul into this because this matters to me. And so to take it to the next level, I went to my mom to ask for help. And it went like this. Hi, Mama. So I know I haven't talked to you about this in such a long time. I know I haven't spoken Thai in forever, and I feel really uncomfortable asking you this, but I'm running for Thai Club Treasurer, and I want to write this speech in Thai. Will you help me? And she said, of course I'm going to help you. Of course. And so she did. She taught me lots of words I never knew existed and how to say them. And I hope I did it right. And that and many more moments and experiences, it made me feel like all of those things that I shredded away from myself so long ago, it felt like it was all coming back to me. And it was making me whole again. But I started to realize another thing. I started to realize something was missing. I realized that, in spite of this really growing self-love, I did not live in a vacuum. I didn't live in a space where I wouldn't be subjected to microaggressions ever again because I have self-love. That's not how society works. Racism is everywhere. It's so deeply rooted in all of our social interactions. And one particular moment that really sparked this for me was on October 3rd, 2011. So, first off, normally October 3rd is a super happy day for me because October 3rd is my birthday. And with all birthdays, it's a day of celebration, fun, drinking, friends, great decisions. But on that day, I found out later that Private Danny Chen, 19 years old, a Chinese American, he was stationed in Afghanistan, he was found dead. He was found dead because of a self-inflicted bullet to his head. He killed himself because of the racial violence he experienced while stationed there. His superior officers would yell at him, calling him racial slurs, calling him a gook, a chink, a dragon lady. They would physically drag him across gravel and throw rocks at him. They hazed him. And when I found out, I was heartbroken. I was angry. And I felt these things because I could feel that pain that he felt. And I could feel that pain he felt because we were told the same thing. You don't belong. That moment, it helped give me more clarity that to this phrase, words that stab. Words do hurt. Words have an impact, but words can escalate to physical violence. And we cannot ignore that connection. And it was because of all these things, I realized that because sticks and stones break my bones and words stab deep into my soul, I needed to understand why I was stabbed in the first place. And so I decided to take lots of Asian American Studies courses and learn my history And I realized that Private Danny Chen and my experience are a small part in this longer and larger anti-Asian, anti-immigrant, anti-refugee history in this country. Did you know that Chinese immigrants were the very first in this country to have immigration ban laws enacted to keep them out? Did you know that Japanese American citizens were forcefully incarcerated from their homes and placed into concentration camps because people didn't think they were real Americans? Did you know at this very moment we have Cambodian and Vietnamese refugee communities in the Twin Cities and across the country under threat of deportations, and some have already been deported. Families are being disrupted, and there's so many other undocumented Asian American communities too. All of this has that same theme that I've shared with you already. That theme of you don't belong. And so when I found out and learned about these things, it's heavy. It's heavy emotional knowledge. But in spite of that, I felt so much higher because I had so much greater clarity about the world and why I've had this self-hate for so long and what was the cause of it. And with that knowledge, I realized that because sticks and stones break my bones and words stab deep into my soul, I needed to advocate for myself and stand up for myself. We live in a world where marginalized communities, our histories are erased from textbooks. Our struggles in classrooms and workplaces are invisibilized. And whenever we bring up things, we're told, you are being overly sensitive. You are overreacting. And it's because of all of these things that it's important that we do advocate for ourselves. We cannot be passive or idle and think it's going to be okay. Standing up, I think it does sound pretty scary, but I think standing up is the ultimate form of self-love. How could you love yourself if you let other people walk over you? How could you love yourself if you let other people harm you, harm your friends, your communities? You need to advocate. But I also understand that advocacy is pretty scary. It sounds really intimidating. And it's because you're pushing back against things that have been institutionalized for centuries. But I think that not advocating for yourself, not speaking up, I think that has way worse implications. Because you let other people control your story, control your voice, control your soul. You don't have to be this fierce activist with a megaphone at the protests and rallies and organizing them. Although I think that's an awesome way and I highly encourage it. I think there's so many moments in our lives, small and large, where we can stand up, we can push back, and we resist. If someone says your name wrong, correct them. Don't let them walk away with them not respecting your name. If someone is making fun and taunting your family members or yourself, don't laugh along with them. Laughing along with them gives them power. When you stop them and you educate them, that gives you strength. Educate yourself, educate your history, and learn your history. Become a critical thinker so you can understand society and how society affects you. At the bottom line, I think the most important thing is that you believe in your story. You believe in your narrative, your voice, and your truth. And speak it, because your truth is powerful. Your truth can shape the world so that all of our experiences, our identities, our stories are seen, heard, and valued. And so I will leave you with this. Sticks and stones may break my bones, and words stab deep into my soul. And so let's do something about those sticks. Let's dismantle those sticks, stones, and words that stab. And let's transform them into love, empathy, and justice. Thank you.